Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dan Good and I am the world's most followed wedding saxophonist and DJ. And today we are doing something a little bit different. We're going to be diving into my journey going from a starving artist in London to where I am today, getting regular $10,000 to $15,000 bookings. And I'm going to break down that whole process. Now, I want to say right off the bat, for those of you who are a little bit skeptical, there's a lot of people online nowadays saying a lot of things. So if you are a skeptical type of person, the best way to verify my claims is literally just to mystery shop me, right? So just go on my website, find my email, and shoot me an email, right? And I will quote you for your wedding. So pretend to be, an actual serious client. Go ahead and waste my time. You have my permission just this once, and you will be able to verify my prices that way. I work with a ton of wedding planners out here in LA who will also, of course, verify my prices. And you'll be able to go onto my Instagram and see the venues and different places that I performed at. So before we do that, I'm just going to dive into the kind of plan for this video. So to start off with, I'm going to take you guys through the luxury bookings funnel. Now, this is something that I've created myself, and this kind of explains the typical booking process for a musician or a luxury musician specifically. But if you want to be really advanced and successful inside of the music business, you really need to understand that. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to talk a little bit about my story as a musician, how I started off, my situation 5 years ago and my situation now, and what's changed during that time. So after that, I'm going to show you why 99% of musicians stay stuck. And then I'm going to show you a couple of videos from podcasts I've done, people I've worked with, and we're going to talk a little bit about the luxury musician program as well if you are interested in leveling up your game. Okay, and with that being said, if you are looking to level up your game, there is a link in the description where you can go ahead and book a call with me. Now, that's not a sales call, okay? That would be an enrollment call. My time is valuable. Your time is valuable, so I don't want to waste anyone's time. But we'll get into that in a little bit. So let's start off with talking a little bit about my story. So I'm going to head over to my Instagram here. And as you can see, this is an article about me, Meet Dan Good, the world's most followed wedding saxophonist and DJ. And I want to scroll all the way down to the bottom of my Instagram here. And this is a post from 2014. So you can see that, I released my jazz album back in 2014. There's no way that you can fake this stuff. You can't go in and backdate a post on Instagram to the best of my awareness. So as you can see, I released a full hard copy album back in 2014. As you can see, the quality of my post was not up to scratch back then. I got the cheesy Instagram filter on there, but you can see that I have a legitimate hard copy album. And this album was recorded in Cheetham School of Music, which is where I studied in Manchester between the ages of 16 to 18. So my music journey started off roughly at the age of 9 when I first picked up a saxophone. At 13, I did my first professional gig for a corporate event for about 300 euros, which I was super chuffed with at the time. And that came from busking on the street during a Dutch national holiday called Koninginnedag. And I was born in the Netherlands. I lived there for about 15 years. And then I moved to the UK, where I had a scholarship at Cheetham's School of Music. And that's where I recorded this album. Obviously, I'm a sax player. I was playing sax on that. And that's what this is. So let's go a little bit further on. So this is a post from 2017. So in 2014, I moved to London. I didn't have any connections. I didn't know anyone in London, and I had to figure it out on my own. I had I had a couple thousand quid saved up, and I had to figure out, how was I going to pay rent. Thankfully, I've never had a day job in my life, so I had to make it work with music. And as you can see, 3 years after 2014, in 2017, this was my DJ setup. So I went from, having no money, basically living in someone's shed in Southeast London, to 3 years later making six figures, and having, this awesome DJ setup and performing at the Royal Automobile Club over in the UK. So I was able to scale my business fairly quickly, and I got to a point where I was a little bit comfortable. Here's a video of me, playing sax with everyone and this video is so funny to me. But that's at Hampton Court House, which is a beautiful venue in the UK. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is so you can kind of see how my journey started, how it progressed. But when I say that I got a little bit comfortable, that's because, I was making six figures at the age of 20 years old. I purchased my first house. I had my sports car and everything. And I got a little bit comfortable, but at the same time, I was doing a lot of events and I was getting burned out. And you might wonder why I don't have too many posts up on my Instagram. That's because I really believe in the power of quality over quantity. And so throughout my career, I've continuously upgraded my Instagram, archived old posts, just maintained the highest quality posts. And a couple things for people to kind of see my journey and my progression. And I did get a little comfortable, and I was doing everything on my own as well. So this event, for example, set up everything on my own. This event, 3 years into my career, I set up this entire sound system, lights, everything on my own. And it became extremely stressful. My health started to suffer, and I was doing back-to-back gigs. Sometimes I was doing 100 gigs in a year during that time period. And so I'll go a little bit further up here. This was a more recent wedding that I performed at in Italy. And then here's a wedding that I performed at in France. And then this is me performing in Ibiza for some friends on a yacht. So, there's a couple different things for you guys to check out. Please do go onto my Instagram and go through my content. There's some really fun stuff on here. So I performed all over Europe. I performed in Spain. I performed in Portugal for Teddy Sheringham's wedding. He's a footballer. Performed for a bunch of footballers and celebrities. I performed in bands as well earlier in my career. So here you can see this is me next to Lydia Lucy from The Voice in my band that I was in, which was Totem Superstars. And we flew out to Miami to perform, as you can see here. And we'll get to my music production profile in a sec. But suffice it to say that you guys can kind of get a feel for my career progression. So I started off as a solo artist. I was performing in this luxury band. We performed in the Roundhouse in London. We performed all around the top venues across the country. And through that, I learned a lot about the music industry. There's another picture with us. There's Moni Tavoni. He was also featured on The Voice. We had some amazing performers in this band, and this really taught me a lot about my music business and how I could take those elements and apply it to what I'm currently doing today. But I didn't want to get stuck in performing with bands, right? So this is kind of a progression that a lot of musicians go through. So let's take a look at my situation 5 years ago, and then we'll talk about my situation now. So 5 years ago, I was still living in the UK. My rates were kind of mid. I was still doing six figures, but I was, doing everything on my own. I had a small team. I was doing back-to-back gigs, sometimes 4 in a row. Sometimes I was sleeping in my van, and it was a lot of work. It was very stressful. And again, my health suffered. I was burnt out. I was unclear on my vision. I wasn't really sure how I could progress to the next level. I was still performing at some clubs and bars. I was driving to every single gig. I was setting up myself. I was packing down myself. Towards the last kind of 3 or 4 years, I did start to have a regular team that would attend events with me. So this was me signing my full-time assistant, Liam, back in January 2023 in the UK. And, this is myself, Liam, and my other assistant, Harry, performing at a corporate event. And now in 2024, I'm living in LA. I'm charging luxury rates, typically 10 to 15K per event, performing at weddings and private events only. Typically do around 2 to 3 events per month. So it's way less work for me. And when I do events, I have a dedicated driver. So someone drives me to the event, or I fly and my team just brings all the equipment. They drive it out. Okay. I've got a team to help me set up, and I have a team to help me pack down. So I'm not actually involved in the setup or the pack down. And, my assistant and my team will tell you that I do not touch the setup. I don't touch the pack down. I turn up to the venue at, let's say, 3 p.m., the event starting at 5, and my team's already set everything up for me. At the end of the night, I'm finally at a stage where I can just, grab my sax and my laptop, and I can just leave, and they'll pack down the sound system, they'll pack down the lights, and it makes my life so much easier and stress-free. So I have a dedicated videographer as well, and my company has about 10 to 15 employees. I do also own Wedding Sax DJ, which is an agency in the UK, and we have an agency in the States as well. Feel free to go Google that. That is my agency. You'll see pictures of me on there. You'll see pictures of the artists that I work with, and there's artists from the Luxury Musician Program as well that have made their way onto the agency too. And so now I have a lot more time to do the things that I actually enjoy, since I'm only doing 2 to 3 events a month. And, I have a clear vision for where I'm going and what I want to do. And the big life-changing thing for me was really just understanding my value and having the confidence to charge what I'm worth. So let's go through some of these pictures. This is me, this is a wedding that I did in Crete. I did Crete and Cyprus. This is me and some of the more well-known wedding musicians in LA, but also in the country. This is a post by Moses Lynn saying the best wedding musicians in LA: Tyler Varnell, Ben Hoyt, Nalu, Dan Good. This is obviously my team. This was me, and we did a little proposal. Me and my wife, there's a picture from that. And then this is me and my wife in London. This is me with Che Chesterman. He's awesome, an amazing vocalist. Definitely go check him out on Instagram. This is a little video that I did with some dancers, and that's my wife there. She's also a dancer. We did a cover of Yummy by Justin Bieber, which was awesome. This is my music production profile. You can see my exact stream numbers here, and you can go ahead and count those up. So I have over 5 million streams. I currently have about 10,000 monthly listeners. That's Daniel Chase, and I'll show you that profile real quick as well. So as you can see, I got 96.3K followers on here, and I released a track with Generation Smash, which is the label of Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, which were voted the #1 DJs in the world, which was super cool to do. This is me in Sri Lanka. This is me in Lake Powell going jet skiing. I think this is Yosemite. So I was able to travel the world purely from my music. This is me in Tokyo, which was absolutely awesome. This is me in Vegas doing like a helicopter tour, and with a limo and all that kind of stuff. So fun stuff that I was able to do, and this was back in 2021, kind of around COVID times actually, and I was able to go and travel with the money that I'd been making from my music, which was awesome. And this is a really cool post because this is back in 2020. So this is February the 29th, 2020. And I said, I'm going to live here one day, and this is Hollywood. And the crazy thing is that back then that was a pipe dream. Now it's actually a reality, and I am actually living in Hollywood and living my dream, which is super cool to say, that I'm doing what I enjoy and making awesome money at the same time as well. So let's go back to this. So this is me with my assistant Liam and my wife in Universal. This is a gig that I did with Olivia Nicole, who was a finalist on The Voice in Bulgaria, actually, and an artist that I managed for a little while through my agency. This is me and Liam filming our Instagram cover with me playing sax and DJing. And yeah, so there's just a couple pictures and things and a few things for you to kind of understand who I am, where I came from, where I am today. Okay, so let's talk about why 99% of musicians stay stuck. Okay, so there's kind of like 4 main stages of a musician. Most people get stuck in stages 1 to 3 and never make it to being in the top 1 to maybe, let's say, 3% of musicians, which is what I call being a luxury musician or DJ. Okay, so as a beginner, you're mainly going to be performing at bars, clubs, nightlife. Your gigs are going to be inconsistent. You're maybe making around 0 to 2.5K per month. Okay, as what I call a freelancer, you're new to private events, or you don't get too many private events. You're getting semi-consistent gigs, but you're charging below average rates. You're kind of stuck at that 300 to 500 mark. Maybe if you're a DJ, you're kind of between 500 to 1,000. And you may not have too much experience, or you may just kind of be stuck in the rut. Okay. So as a professional, you're doing maybe 1 to 3 events per week. You're charging average mid-tier rate, so maybe about $500 to 1.5K. You're getting gigs fairly consistently, or you're making enough money to do this full time, but you're feeling burnt out. You're doing everything on your own. You may be struggling with an inconsistent lead flow, or you're just overwhelmed with a ton of bookings, but you're not really getting paid the money that you feel that you deserve. Okay, and then as a luxury musician or DJ, you're really primarily focusing on just doing luxury events. Okay, you maybe do 2 to 8 events per month, and you're charging anywhere from 1.5 to 10K plus per event. Okay, and not all luxury musicians do have a team, but if you really want to maximize your career, you should have a team so that you can scale, you can automate, you can delegate, and you can just focus on the most high value tasks. Okay, and here's a couple screenshots that we have of my program, The Luxury Musician, where we help musicians and DJs level up and really take their business to the next level in terms of charging the highest rates you've ever charged before, hiring a team, just really leveling up on all aspects of your business. So this was a call with special guest Charlene Sachs, and she's making 120,000 euros on a small Greek island, which is Crete, which is just fantastic. And there's a bunch of other screenshots here that you can kind of look through. So with Trevor, we were able to increase his social media engagement by, accounts reached 9,999%, basically just maxed out on that. 1.2K followers. His followers has increased exponentially since joining the program. Engaged with 924% new accounts, and that's just 1 month into the Luxury Musician, which is awesome. Trevor here said, my last video is literally 10x outperforming anything I've ever done, and it's in no small part due to your guidance and advice. Here he said, these last 3 weeks have been a revelation. My mind is exploding and I can barely sleep. Thank you. So really cool to see that. So let's dive into what I call the luxury bookings funnel. Okay, so we start off with the discovery phase, and then we go to having an actual follower or a lead. Then we have the sale, and then we have the actual performance, and then we have your results, and that kind of feeds back into the discovery phase of this funnel. Okay, so discovery is basically marketing, right? If you don't have good marketing, you're not getting a bunch of leads. Your leads may not be very qualified. So that includes your social media, that includes your website, that includes agencies, and that includes your network of wedding planners, other artists. And if any of these things are lacking, if your social media isn't great, if your website isn't great, if your profiles on, let's say, Gig Salad, The Bash, Wedding Wire aren't really optimized, you don't have great pictures, great videos, great content all around, and your branding isn't solid, then you're going to really struggle with getting high quality leads and getting enough leads to really become a elite artist. Okay, so that's one thing that we really focus on inside of the Luxury Musician is marketing and branding. So once you have a lead or a follower, you'll communicate with them either via email. You need to make sure your emails are awesome, either DM, or you'll actually have a Zoom call with them, or you might meet them in person as well. And on the right here, we have a couple extra points here. So for example, for your marketing, you can hire a social media manager, you can hire a video editor, you can hire a web designer, and all of these hires are discussed inside of the Luxury Musician as well. So this whole funnel here, each aspect of this is covered in great depth, and we coach you on each of these things individually inside of the Luxury Musician to help you really max out all of your stats. So this isn't, just work on your Instagram and that's it, or let's just focus on your website SEO. This is an all-inclusive coaching program where we really take you from wherever you are currently to being a superstar as a private events musician or DJ. So we look at sales as well. Sales is super important. How you're communicating with your clients, what your presentation is like, how good are your sales skills, how prepared are you for the call, and then the performance itself, of course. So inside the Luxury Musician, we really do believe that performance is a huge part of the puzzle. But if your performance is already great, awesome. If you just need help on the business side, awesome. But that is something that we really dive into as well. So how well presented are you? What kind of clothes are you wearing? Do you have energy during your performance? What kind of equipment are you using? What is your musical ability? What are your people skills, right? And do you have a team to help you out with that performance, right? So, and when it comes to hiring a team, that's hiring a videographer, potentially a photographer, hiring a team of roadies, just like I have, to help me set up for events and packed out at the end. And then finally, of course, we have the results. So testimonials, the content that you create, people speaking about you, and being added to a vendor's preferred list or connecting with wedding planners. And that's something else that we also really dive deep into inside of the Luxury Musician program. And again, there's a ton more testimonials here that you can kind of just like pause and check out. So for example, here we have Val saying, I'm excited to share that I successfully completed my first sax and DJ combo gig, brought in a professional photographer and videographer, which is awesome. BC secured 3 bookings totaling about $7,000 by the time she returns back to New York. So she was out kind of on a trip, and she booked 3 gigs for $7,000 while she was out, while she wasn't even, focusing too much on her business, which is absolutely fantastic. And there's a bunch more kind of testimonials and awesome wins here too. So let's keep going here. Okay, so here we have a couple videos from within the Luxury Musician program itself. So this is a video with Daniel Morris. He is already earning $200,000 a year as a viola player here in Los Angeles. He's crushing it. So let's play that video.
Thanks, Dan, for having me come on. Really, many blessings to all of you. I hope that you have huge success, in your businesses. Like it's cool. The journey is so fun. Just enjoy it. Like pour into it. Like, yeah, it's a really fun thing to see it grow and look back and be like, wow, like I did that. Like I've come from. Look at how far I've come. Like so, you guys are gonna see amazing results. Like keep working hard on it. Keep doing what Dan is pointing you guys to do. Huge.
There we go. There we go. You guys heard it from the.
So yeah, that was Daniel Morris. Definitely go check out his Instagram. He is phenomenal. This is a little video from Cameron, and I would definitely recommend. Feel free to go check out the podcast that I filmed with Cameron, where he breaks down how during his time inside of the Luxury Musician, he connected with over 50 luxury wedding and event planners, added him to the preferred vendors lists, and gave him a ton of work. He was able to increase his revenue by 50 to 60% just from 3 months inside of the program. And he booked his highest ever paid gigs, tripled his rates. There's a ton of stuff that he did. So we'll play that video as well.
Fast forward a few years and I met you, and now things are going really well. So things are have kind of skyrocketed from there, and it was a real blessing to have kind of crossed paths with you and taking it to the next level, because it just went from being something that was viewing as, oh, this is a cool way to make some money, to like, this is my full-fledged career now, and why wouldn't it be? So in many ways things are amazing, especially.
So yeah, that's Cameron, and you can go check out the full podcast on YouTube as well. Here we have Kostya, who is rated as the #1 luxury violinist by AI, and you can check out my podcast with him as well. That is the Luxury Musician podcast, in case you're looking that up on YouTube.
That's why I'm so grateful to you, and I respect what you're doing so much by bringing in people and teaching them how to do it, by bringing in people who have actually done it, because obviously I'm not at your level yet, but it's very inspiring, the things that you're talking about as far as delegation, things like this.
And to wrap this section up, I'm gonna show you guys this little video during one of my coaching calls with Henry and Silva. This was a little kind of more intimate coaching call that we did.
Well, kudos to you, man. And so thanks to you for having this situation, you know what I mean, to where people like myself, Henry,
Yeah, for sure.
and Trevor can come and get this type of information. I mean, I know you know it, but like just expressing the gratitude, even though we all pay to be here, right? But at the same time, we're investing in ourselves. You know what I mean? Something that you've done already. However you did it, investing is investing at the end of the day. No matter how you did it, and you're here to, to help. Dan is here to help as much. I'm sure Henry is here to help, and Javier, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Everybody that's in this group, man, we're a family. That's what a family is. So I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even trip off that. You're in a better situation anyway now. So yeah.
Word up. I totally echo everything Silver's saying, man. I mean, that's the mentality I have. I'm here to help, and we appreciate you, Dan. All the jewels you're dropping on us, we appreciate it. And investing in yourself is the best investment. So like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and there's a couple things Dan mentioned to me at the beginning of things that I needed to improve on, and I was at first like, wait a minute, what's this guy trying to tell me? But it was true. So It was a hard pill to swallow, but I understood it, and I'm open-minded, and I'm open to criticism. So so I'm here to learn. It's basically what I'm trying to say.
So yeah, hopefully that kind of gives you a good feel for what it's like to be inside of the Luxury Musician program. And we really do have a solid family and community inside of the program. And it's been amazing to see people's progress and results. So if you are interested in taking your music career to the next level, if you want to up your social media game, if you want to learn content, if you want to learn to delegate and hire a team so you can actually create some space for yourself, of course, that is going to require some kind of investment. So that's kind of where we land now. You have basically two paths from here. Okay, so option one is I'll figure it out on my own. So your brain is designed to keep you safe, not happy, right? So your brain wants to hold on to your money in the short term, right? It doesn't want you to be happy in the long term. It wants you to be safe, okay? So in the short term, you just figure it out on your own, okay? You keep doing what you've done for the past, however long, whether that's 6 months, 12 months, or it could be 10 years. Okay. But the thing is, if you were able to figure it out on your own, you probably would have done it by now, or it's going to take you another 5-10 years to get to where you actually want to be. Okay. So in the long term, you try and figure it out on your own. It's going to take so much longer. I mean, sure, you can go through YouTube videos, you can go through Instagram posts and whatever content it is you want to try and go through to figure this stuff out. But the truth is, no one else out there is really teaching this stuff. And I know because I've researched thoroughly the competition. And I would say if you're looking to upgrade your music game and you really want to get there as quickly as possible, this Luxury Musician program is the only program on the planet designed for private events, musicians, and DJs, where we do 5 calls a week, where we have multiple high-earning special guests coming on. You get one-on-one coaching inside of your very own WhatsApp support group. And in addition to that, you even get access to your own personal assistant as well every single week. Okay, so if you're kind of looking around, there's people out there who I would suggest that you really look into their background. Okay, did they have to build up a business from scratch? Have they been a really successful musician, or are they just getting rich from kind of telling people how to do stuff that they haven't done? Okay, so that's one thing that you really want to look at. The second thing you really want to look at is, does this person really understand me? Do they understand how to DJ, right? If you're a DJ, have they DJ'd? If you're a violinist, maybe they don't play violin, but do they have violinists that come on the program and teach you things that only a violinist can? Okay, so this program, we really work with tons of different types of musicians and DJs to help them level up as quickly as possible. And I personally really believe in the power of mentorship and the power of coaching. Myself, I've invested close to $50,000 in the past year alone, just in coaches and mentors. One of my mentors is Dan Martell. He's a 9-figure entrepreneur. He wrote the book Buy Back Your Time. And I've learned so much from him that I'm able to then kind of pass on to my clients. Okay, so option 2 is you actually invest in yourself. Okay, so short term, we have a kind of unhappy phase here because obviously it requires an investment, right? So you see the money come out of your account, kind of hurts. I've been there myself so many times. You know, I recently invested $15,000 into a social media development program, and you know, it's not fun for anyone investing that kind of money. But the truth is that in the long term, your life is going to be completely different and so much better than if you just try and figure it out all on your own, waste time with, you know, thumbing through YouTube videos and talking to random people. Investing in yourself is really, truly the best investment that you can make. So I'm just going to zoom in on a couple testimonials here. This was BC who made $7K from 3 bookings. She said, working with Dan has truly been an eye-opener, shifted my perspective on the importance of content and rebranding. Dan and his team have truly been a tremendous help. This was DJ Mays, who said, Dan came into my life at the perfect time. I've always wanted to take my passion to the next level and become a full-time professional DJ. So yeah, Donald was able to finally become a full-time professional DJ, and he recently booked his highest ever paid event by a long way, which is fantastic to see. And this was Cameron, who we looked at earlier. This is Fabian, the saxophonist for the Jonas Brothers, saying Dan's offered so much insight on how to accelerate your business, take it to the next level. Gives you the information and confidence to build your brand and business. Very excited to work with him. Fabian is awesome. I should definitely go check it out. Check out his music and all of that. Got a couple wins here. DJ Chris just booked his highest ever paid gig less than 1 month into the program. Before joining the program, he was charging about $500, the equivalent about $500, and he booked an event for 1.6K in the UK, where the market is kind of half what it is here in LA, which is awesome. So a bunch of testimonials and things for you to check out there. And then I want to leave you guys with this video from this coaching call here.
Well, kudos to you.
I've been, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. And there's a couple things Dan mentioned to me at the beginning of things that I needed to improve on. And I was at first like, wait a minute, what's this guy trying to tell me? But I it was true. So It was a hard pill to swallow, but I understood it, and I'm open-minded and I'm open to criticism. So, you know, so I'm here to learn. It's basically what I'm trying to say. So Dan, remember when I was first talking with you and we had that talk, and I was like, hey, you know, I've taken some chances in life, and when I do take that leap of faith, the universe sees it and things start to happen.
Dude.
Things are starting to happen, man.
Dude.
Things are really starting to happen. So I'm getting bookings like crazy right now.
Wow.
I'm on fire. So things are great.
Truly.
I got a not AV, but what do you call the visual guy? What's a VA? I got a VA. My nephew, he does it really, really well editing. He's going with me to a wedding I got this Saturday, and they're going to be doing Dancing in the Clouds. So I'm going to capture all of it. He's going to do a promo video for me, and hopefully I'll have that up soon so you guys can all check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it.
Amazing.
Congrats, bro. That's big.
Yeah, it's going good. And that's a really, I mean, it's not in your bracket yet, Dan, but it's close to it. It's like, it's not close to it. It's like maybe a little over $2,000, maybe 2,700. So,
in there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
it's,
bro. It's a big one for me. I haven't been in that bracket in a while, so it's good. So I'm really excited to do it, and it's going to be hopefully good. I mean, I'll see. I'll show you the video when once it's done and edited, all done. So you guys can critique it and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
You just got a booking for 2,700. Silver just got a 3-hour sax gig for 2,500. It's popping.
Yeah.
So there you guys can see Henry's experience inside of the program, and it just goes to show, guys, investing in yourself really is the best investment that you can make. In my experience, whenever I've invested in myself, I've made that money back super quickly, and I've been able to increase my revenue exponentially every single time that I do. So with that being said, if you are interested in the Luxury Musician Program, I'm not here to sell you. If you do want to book in a call with me, it is not a sales call. It's an enrollment call. Okay, so bring your credit card because I don't like wasting my time. I'm sure you don't like wasting your time either. Make sure you have cash liquid. Okay, this isn't like a $1,000 course where you kind of just go through some videos and you maybe have like a group call once a week or something. This is a fully developed coaching program where we really are going for transformation. Okay, we're going to go through your social medias, we're going to go through your website, we're going to completely rebrand everything. So real quick, I'm going to show you inside the classroom here in school. We have a bunch of coaching calls here. You have over 50 hours of content that you can go through. We've got summaries for all the calls here. We go through mindset stuff. We go through social media deep dives, how to outsource, how to, build a virtual team, auditing your agencies. We have a bunch of special guests, just like Daniel Morris. We had Jason Nelson on recently. We had Matthew Richards, we had Charlene from Crete, and we're always looking to get more and more special guests and DJs and people with a ton of experience, obviously including myself. So in terms of the calls, you get 5 calls every single week. That's throughout the year, come Christmas, New Year's, whatever it is. You get 5 live calls a week where you can ask me questions, you can ask my team questions. So you have your main business coaching call, you have the music and performance calls where we dial down and really hone in on your actual music and performance itself. We got content specific calls to do with your social media and your Instagram, your web design, anything content specific. We have specific DJ sessions as well. We can learn to create premixes with AI. You can learn all the latest trends in the DJ world when it comes to using AI in your music and the best softwares and tools that you can use, DJ specific tricks, how to mix songs in different BPMs and how to use stems and just really taking your DJing to the next level. And this is available for you, whether you're a musician or a DJ inside of the program. Then we have Q&A, just general Q&A, business calls. You've got your onboarding tutorials here. We do accountability calls as well. So we'll provide you with a habit tracker. We'll provide you with a financial tracker. We'll provide you with a plan, a customized plan for the entire year. So, you'll know exactly where you're going throughout the year, whether that's, needing to optimize your website, your social media, working on your SEO, whether that's connecting with wedding planners, whatever you really need to take you to the next level, that's going to be inside of your year plan, and we will hold you accountable to that. So if you're the type of person that, doesn't take things seriously, you're not going to be a good fit for the program. This is for people who are serious about creating real transformation. If you really want to start hitting those 10K months up to 30K plus, we have people inside the program making that kind of money. That's what we're going for. Okay. So we're not here to mess around. We only work with people who are really serious about wanting to transform their careers and they're actually going to take action. So if you're not one of those people, you're not going to be a good fit. If that sounds like you, awesome. You can book in a call below. There's a bunch of extra stuff here. We got bonus resources, wedding playlist, my exact contract, invoice, price list, email templates. So there's a ton of stuff inside the program. There's a full professionally filmed equipment guide as well, and I'll break down exactly how I set up my equipment, the lighting that I use, how I do wireless DMX, how I use SoundSwitch. So my entire business system is broken down within this program. And in addition, like I mentioned, you get your own private WhatsApp support group, and you get access to your very own personal assistant as well to help you with your web design, with your SEO, with designing business cards, with editing videos, whatever it is that you need help with, you'll get your own personal assistant. And then in addition to that, I'll help you to build a team so you can actually start to delegate, just like Cameron did. So he now outsources 120 hours every single month to his team overseas. So with that being said, guys, this is the Luxury Musician Program. I hope you found some value in this video. If you are looking to up your game inside of your music career, if you're looking to get to that next level, if you are already making 6 figures or close to 6 figures, but you want to scale that up so that you can actually work less, like I do, doing kind of 2 to 4 events per month instead of 8 to 10 or even more. I've heard of people, doing like 30 events in a month, and it's just crazy to me. So if you want to work less and earn more and really create transformation in your life, then do book in a call. Again, make sure you got your payment card ready. It's not a sales call, it's an enrollment call. If you're not already sold, I'm not here to sell you. Okay, so with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on a call if you are ready and committed to actually creating that transformation in your life. And looking forward to it.